So continuing on from last video in which we talked about how you can use Fidelity Agent 1 to help with your conversations with your buyer clients you're working with, or how to find creative solutions to capture buyer leads at open houses. As an example, Fidelity Agent 1 has another great resource on top of buyer monthly payment estimates. So on the desktop version of this app, if you scroll down the right side of templates, and on the phone version of the application, if you go to the share icon at the top right of the buyer monthly payment estimate, and then select send GeoReport, Fidelity Agent 1, once you enter in a property address, will create a GeoReport specific to that property. So for example, it'll have nearby convenience options, schools nearby, food options nearby, the internet speed. So for example, you see all of these options here baked into a GeoReport. And an important step for this is going to be entering in the property address. So for example, this could be the address of the open house that you're doing. So let's say, for example, you're doing an open house in San Pedro and you're noticing a lot of out-of-town buyers, which has been the case. Or if you're showing your buyer houses in a different area that they're not super familiar with, this is a really helpful resource as well. So I'll enter in the property address here for a property in Long Beach. And it's going to pull basically from Google all of that data particular to that property. And also what's nice about these GeoReports is you can customize them. So you can choose which schools that will appear. So if you think certain schools might be a little bit more helpful, you can also select the nearby convenience options on this section of the screen. So let's say, for example, you know that your client is a really avid golfer. You can actually select golf courses. So let's say we wanted to unselect hospital and select golf courses. Let's say they are dog people. You can select dog parks as well. If they're movie buffs, for example, you can select movie theater here and click update. And now it's going to change this GeoReport from when it was previously showing hospitals and gas stations. Now instead it's going to show the nearest golf courses, the nearest dog parks nearby. So something that's actually a little bit more helpful for those buyer clients you're working with. Or if you're doing an open house, for example, in PV, and you're doing that open house near Los Verdes golf course, you might want to highlight that feature. Once again, it's going to have all of your branding since we put that in earlier on in these tutorials. And once again, on the computer version, you have the ability to easily email this to yourself or to clients, or print it and bring it to an open house, which I think is a really great option to have multiple of these to pass out to out-of-town buyers. And once again, it's going to have your branding on it. And same thing, you can generate one of these on the fly at an open house and text or email it easily to those potential buyer clients. Same thing, it has different designs, but all the same exact information that we just put in. So say like you enjoyed this design a little bit better than the previous one, you have the ability to change that within Fidelity Agent 1 really easily. So really great resources to obviously make your life a little bit easier working with buyer clients or find creative solutions to capture buyer leads.